If you guys are in certain areas where a lot of people are moving out or a lot of people are moving in due to retirement, due to employment, that is something that you guys will need to really consider when starting your assisted living home. So I'm going to go through a couple things and show you guys exactly where people are moving in and where they're moving out. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys stick around. What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Serge. Welcome to the channel. To all my recurring viewers, guys, thank you so much for all the love and support that you guys have shown this channel. If you guys have not checked out the Academy, go ahead, shameless plug, check it out. I have a link down below. I provide my mentorship. I made this Academy specifically for all the different questions that I was getting. Mainly they were all the same, but regardless, I made the Academy for you guys. So go ahead, if you haven't, check it out down below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the topic of this video. It's very good to know the information regarding why people are moving out of certain states, why they're moving into other certain states, because if you're starting a residential assisted living home, this information will really help on the aspect of if you're going to be successful in a certain state or if you're not. And so let's go ahead and jump into a screen share of all this information. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys. So as you guys can see here, we got the top 10 states that people are actually moving into. The top 10 are Vermont, Oregon, Idaho, Nevada, and Arizona. Those are the top 5. And then you got the top 10 here: South Carolina, Washington, North Carolina, South Dakota, District of Columbia. New to the 2018 top inbound list are Arizona at number 5, and then District of Columbia. So the states that they're moving out of the most are New Jersey, Illinois, Connecticut, New York, and Kansas. Those are the top 5 that people are actually moving out of. And then you got Ohio as number 6, Massachusetts, Iowa, Montana, and Michigan. So these are the top 10 that they're moving out of. So as we go down, this is very important because you want to realize that when people are moving in and out of states, it's for specific reasons. So if we go ahead and scroll up here to the top, here you can see the states that people are actually moving in and out of. So if you click on, say, just pick the state that you're in, okay? Like let's say you're Colorado. So you got people moving in for retirement. You can see that more people are actually moving from Colorado than they are moving in due to retirement. And then you got jobs, right? Reason why people are moving in and out of that state. And then you got the income. Income is very important because you want to, obviously our goal is to acquire clientele that have more income, right? Family members that would move their loved ones in and are able to afford, your services. So, you want to aim for 75 to 150,000. So you want to see how many people are moving in due to the fact that they're making more money. So as Colorado, they're making more money, so you got more people moving in that income bracket. So this is all very important because if you go to Arizona, Arizona is by far, look how many people are moving here to Arizona for retirement. It's 36.69%. What does that mean, essentially? So you got a lot more elderly moving into the state of Arizona than any other state, I believe. We can look into Nevada and see what their percentage is. And then you can see for health, it's fairly even. People really aren't moving in or out because of health. Then you got family, but then jobs, right? Unfortunately, Arizona is not providing such a high income in sense of jobs, so more people are moving out due to the fact that there's not as many great jobs here, it looks like. But then you go to the income and you see what the income is, right? You got about 30% of people moving in due to the fact that they can make 150,000 or more, which is great. That's a good bracket to be in and to consider. So let's go ahead and see the ages. We're mainly looking for people that are 65 and older, right? So 40.96% of people that are 65 and older are moving into the state of Arizona, and then 32.8 are moving out. So as long as it's more people are coming in at this age is a really good sign. So if your state that you're in has a greater amount of people 65 and older moving in, that's a really great sign. That means that there's going to be a really high demand in that state. So we're going to go ahead and kind of scroll through here. Let's look at Nevada. So Nevada's got 29.30 of people coming for retirement, which is good. That's mainly what you want to focus on. Let's look at ages. So 65 and older, they don't have, it's kind of even here, 26.02%, which is not that great, in my opinion. The demand won't be there as much as it would be in Arizona. And then 40% of people, that's really good. Income-wise, you have people that are going to be coming there and making more money, which means they can afford your services. So let's go ahead and look at Oregon. So retirement-wise, you don't got a lot of people coming to Oregon for retirement. They're mainly coming for jobs, right? So you got more people coming to work there. Let's look at ages, right? You got 27% of 65 and older moving into, but then you got a higher percentage moving out. So Oregon essentially is really not going to have the greatest demand, essentially. But then you got 33.65% of people move making 150,000 or more. But obviously you got more people moving out, so that means jobs really won't be that great. So let's look at Washington. I've always heard of Washington being a great state for assisted living. So let's go ahead and look at that, because retirement, you got more people going out of state to retire than they are staying in state of Washington. So, I mean, right there, that's a first sign that, I don't know, maybe the demand won't be as high there. But let's look at age ranges, right? You got less 65-year-olds or older living in the state of Washington than you got 30.84%. The one thing is, you want to go where there's going to be a high demand and where there's going to be a lot of elderly. You don't want to go somewhere where there's not going to be, because more often than not, yes, do loved ones want to move their parents closer to them. So if they're, if there's more job demand in a certain state, and that's where more people are moving, and then they'll eventually, but it's very rarely that they'll actually move their loved one to that state. They'll most likely be able to just place them wherever they're at, because it's such a hassle to move people across state lines and whatnot due to health conditions and different things of that sort. So with that being said, let's go to one more state. I want to look at Florida, for instance. A lot of people are going to Florida for retirement, which is great. Florida is a great state to start assisted living. I know that's one of the prime states due to the fact that the sunshine, I believe most of the states that have more sunlight and just more of a warm weather type of environment, a lot of elderly go there. Obviously, they're wanting to live out their golden ages, so a lot of elderly are moving. So now you got 35.96%. You still have more people going, out of state to retire here. So then you got the bracket here. More people are obviously making more money in Florida, which is great, than they are out of state or out of Florida. So that's a really great sign. I'm curious to see South Carolina. South Carolina, if you live in South Carolina, it looks like the stats here are pretty good for retirement for the elderly, for assisted living. You got 36.65% are moving into South Carolina for retirement. Let's see. You got a higher amount of elderly actually in the South Carolina area. So that's a really good sign. That means that there's going to be a demand in South Carolina. And this is just a really good tool for you guys to utilize just to see what people, your clientele, the demographic that you're aiming for, to see what they're really doing. Are they, what is it that they're doing? That's very important, because if you follow these trends, you'll be able to see, Vermont, I guess a lot of people are going up there to retire, which I would not have thought Vermont would be a state. But it looks like Vermont has quite a bit of elderly up there. You got this percentage, such a low percentage moving out of state, and such a high percentage of elderly living up there. And then you got income. So, it's fairly even, but on the 150,000 or more. But regardless, that's very interesting. And then another state, Texas. Let's see what Texas is doing regarding retirement. Not that many people are going to Texas to retire, which is, I mean, doesn't surprise me. It's such a big state, but yeah, it looks like 20% of 65 or older are staying in Texas. Not too many are moving out of Texas, which, that's good. I mean, they're not, primary reason is not for retirement, but I mean, the age bracket, I mean, at least more elderly are staying there than they are moving out of Texas. So if you're in the Texas area, um, I think they only have it until 2018. So I know 2019 will probably come up soon. Idaho is another state that if you're living in Idaho and you want to start, I know Boise, Idaho is a really good place. I've heard of a lot of assisted livings starting up there. You got 34.35% of people who go there to retire. And then you got, yeah, so look, you got 39.69%. So I would say right now for the elderly to start an assisted living home, I would say Idaho, South Carolina, Arizona, and Florida. Those seem, and Vermont for some reason. That one kind of shocks me a little bit. But, with that being said, guys, these are just really good things to understand, good trends to look at. I was very happy with the person that sent me this. Shout out to Get Striker for sending me this email, and I looked over it, and it did catch me by surprise. It was very interesting to see what it is people are doing, why they're planning on moving out, why they. Most people, a lot of it has to do with property taxes. A lot of it has to do with why people are moving out. So this is a very good thing to just look at, guys. If you haven't yet, go ahead and look at your state. See if it's potentially a good market to really start your assisted living home. So guys, that is pretty much it for the video. If you guys found this video informative, I will link down below the link that I used for this to do all this research and to show you guys exactly what it is people are doing and why they're moving out of certain states, why they're staying in certain states. Like I said, this is a very important thing to follow because you want to know where the demographic that we're aiming for is moving to and why they're moving there, etc. So, obviously it's mainly the families that will be placing their loved ones, but for the most part, if you already have the elderly moving somewhere and there's going to be a great demand, family will most likely want them to stay there due to the fact that their health is going to be declining. They're not going to be wanting to move people around while they're on oxygen, while they're getting treatment, etc. There are going to be family members who end up moving their loved ones to the state that they're in, but it's not that high of a percentage of people doing that due to the fact that they're going to have to work and everything, and it's quite a system to set up to get their loved one there. But with that being said, guys, if you found this video informative, make sure to hit that thumbs up for me. If you have not yet, smash that subscribe button for me. Go watch all these other videos if you have not yet. And guys, thank you again for all the love and support on the channel. And until next time, guys, God bless. Peace.